Hello, welcome to Mystic Moons. This is a collective reading. Something to anticipate. It's Friday. For me, it's been a relatively quiet day. Of course, I kind of made it out that way. For some reason, Thursday night, early Friday morning was really busy and noisy for me. Thursday was busy too, busy enough. Beginning of the week was busy and crazy enough. So Friday, earlier today, all I just did was basically just rest. Also, too, one of my cats is kind of throwing a tantrum, and all of my other cats are kind of all antsy because of it. She goes around meowing, and they all want to like meow now with her. And she's literally going around meowing at 11 a.m. to 7 a.m. 11 p.m. to 11, all like late night, morning to morning. So not much sleep can get done when your cat is screeching every 2 seconds. And then she screeches, and then another cat calls to her, and then they go meow, meow, meow until they finally meet. And they're loud meows, and then they meow together, and it's a lot of cat meows, and it's very loud. Well, they're Siamese. So that's something to think about if you guys are ever wondering, oh, I like Siamese. I want a Siamese. If you like a Siamese, you should be okay with cat meows because that's all that you're going to hear, which is very cute. They're very talkative. They are very talkative. A thing about Siamese too, if you have one Siamese with a whole bunch of other cats, all your cats will start talking. And then if you're in a talkative household, then your cats will never, ever, ever shut up, and you will have cat meows all around the clock forever. Just something to think about. Anyway, yeah, so we're here for something to anticipate. My point is, anyway, today I had a nice quiet day. I have some energy that I want to share. And let's go and find out. Thank you so much for the likes. Let's go and find out something to anticipate for the collective. The easiest way for me to go and latch on to a collective's energy is to do it by zodiac sign. So you can definitely think about your sun, your moon, your rising. Also, too, if there's anything that innately, all these collective readings that I do, I really, this is Mystic Moons, right? It's really all about your own intuition and what you feel is coming towards you. Maybe you need a validation or just something to ponder for all those puzzle pieces to start coming together. For instance, in the place that I live in right now, it's really odd because the number that I'm in actually matches a significant portion of my phone. Right? There's like a puzzle piece that has melded together. For whatever reason, the place that I'm in right now, there is a reason for it. So in that sort of spirit, I'd like you to think about as well your moon placements. Hello, how are you? I'd like you to think about your moon placements. And also to do think about, because this is anticipation, something that you feel, something that is not tangibly in front of you, but it's coming your way. Just like when the wind comes or when a car comes by, there's that pressure that swells up, right? So think about, if you can also too, consider the sign and your planets that are in your 12th house, your 8th house, together with where your moon is housed, okay? Think about the intuitive places of your chart, in addition to those 3 main signs that everyone talks about. The first element that we're going to start with is going to be fire. We're going to start with Aries. So thank you for the like. So Aries collective. What is something to anticipate? You know, I actually want 2 decks. Do I use this deck? I want a brighter deck. Let me get a brighter deck. And we'll do 2. Or I could use an old deck and a new deck. I like that idea too. Oh, no, I want a colorful deck. Let's do a colorful deck. We're talking about anticipation here. Okay. Perfect, as we're dealing with Aries, right? Emperor is Aries energy. So Aries. Oh, and I guess a little bit more forward. If you're watching this after the fact, I won't be time stamping it, but I will list the order in which the elements are read, either in the title or the description, so you can hop around. And that's about it. Aries, what is something to anticipate? For Aries, I have Queen of Cups. I have 2 cards that flipped out. Maybe you get some more cards, Aries. I have 3 of Wands. By the way, 3 of Wands was that initial card that I pulled when I was seeing, I think, what sign to go and begin with. 8 of Wands and Page of Cups are those 2 cards that flipped out. Aries, what have you been waiting for? What sort of emotional fulfillment has eluded you? What also, too, Aries, have you been dealing with so far, or a mode of operation so far, Aries, that now you are ready to put an end to certain things, perhaps end in this element, Aries, to certain connections that you've made before? A conscious choice, Aries, to go and block things out, to remove things that are no longer necessary, no longer serve you. And for good reason, Aries, because 8 of Cups, 8 of Wands, Page of Cups energy here. Somebody's coming knocking, Aries. Someone's coming to shake things up, Aries. Perhaps you've been yourself anticipating this person coming to go and, do I say, start fulfilling that which has been unfulfilled, or just simply, Aries, how you've been operating in the hopes of like energy attracting light. When does that come? As Aries, you have been in a massive shift of consciously shutting things out, shutting things down. You've gotten rid of some situations, Aries, or some people. And also, too, in this energy, Aries, the overall energy, more things are waiting to go. Okay, and Aries, in that respect, something to anticipate. Aries, you have a whole new set of friendship coming your way. You have new people coming for friendship your way. new situations of friendship coming your way. Energies I have here, Aries, I have Sagittarius, Cancer, Aries, Scorpio, and whatever it's called, Aquarius. Aries, I have new energy here, but I also have some unresolved energy here, something to anticipate. I feel like Aries, if at one point did you energetically ask for something to be explained to you, or did you ask for a certain situation to pan out, which it didn't? Something from the past is also lingering in your energy. I have new connections coming your way. I also have something from before. Not the best energy, Aries, because this person now sees your worth, sees your value, when before they could not, they wouldn't allow themselves to. And now they want to sidestep their way, Aries. At least back to seeing how agreeable you'd be to dealing with them again. But that's only one aspect, Aries. Essentially, something to anticipate. You have friendships, you have new connections coming your way. Also, Aries, if there was anything that you really wanted an explanation for, you may not get an explanation, but the characters involved in that situation, Aries, they're nosing around you. They may not give you an explanation, but I do think they're going to give you communication. Communication to see how receptive you'd be to them in spite of everything that went down. Sagittarius, something to anticipate for Sagittarius. I have 6 of Swords, 7 of Cups, a card unique to this deck, which basically is about being in hermit mode yourself. Hermit mode yourself, perhaps before either you can properly show care for another, create love with another, receive love from another. Something about that energy is here, Sagittarius. I'm going to fold these cards back since I read them. But essentially, 6 of Swords, 7 of Cups. Something to anticipate, Sagittarius, is you're in the energy in which you can rewrite everything, how things have been progressing so far. Aries, you have an opportunity to move past that if you want. Anything right now is on the table for you. Sagittarius, you're in the center of a field, and you can go to mountains, Aries. You can go down to the ocean, Aries. You can go up in the snow, Aries. You can bask on the beach, Aries. Oh, excuse me. Did I say Aries? I meant Sagittarius. Sagittarius, that's the energy that I have here. Essentially, you're at the center of a crossroads, Sagittarius. And also, too, let me say, Sagittarius, and something to anticipate, the more that you are indecisive, which of course right now is not a bad thing or a good thing, but the more, Sagittarius, that you are passive, In other words, in this energy, Sagittarius, are you allowing, what are you allowing, Sagittarius, to come to you, and what are you going after? How serious is it of what you're going after, and what is it exactly that is coming to you naturally? It's that kind of crossroads. Sagittarius, as long as you're sort of in this energy of seeing what comes to you and then going from there, it's like you're going to remain at the center of that, not really getting into the heart or involved with any one particular thing. In this energy, Sagittarius, very much a visitor type of energy. Visitor energy, you can survey something, but you can float out of it just as easily. That's the energy that I have here. Sagittarius, if you like that state, it's not a bad state, Sagittarius. Different types of people are needed in the world. And ultimately, what I have here is sort of the, it's a restless spirit type of energy, Sagittarius. And of course, if we didn't have restless spirits, Sagittarius, well, then what kind of exploration would we have ever accomplished as a society overall? We need people to tend the hearth, Sagittarius. We need people to go out and discover. And then we need people that, as they go out and discover, they don't remain there, right? They go out and they see what else is out there, or they come back with their stories and go out. And right now, Sagittarius, this is your basic energy. So let's go and see now for something to anticipate for a Sagittarius. Yeah, essentially, Sagittarius, as long as you remain in that energy that I mentioned, it's pretty constant. You're not really going to be pulled in too deep to anything. There's nothing really that's going to anchor you to, could be a specific cause, location, region, partnership, and so forth. But Sagittarius, let me say something to anticipate. The moment you find that which you want to invest in, ironic, Sagittarius too, with a full suite of fire court cards here. But I have Ace of Cups, King of Wands, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands, underneath Page of Wands. I have 10 of Wands, Sagittarius energy. I have Queen of Wands. Sagittarius, the moment you start finding that which you do want to go and delve more deeply down into, that's really where your real journey will start. The real journey that excites you, that motivates you, that interests you, that teaches you, that grows you. So that's something to anticipate for you, Sagittarius, a little bit more overarching, a little bit more overreaching. But Sagittarius, once you start making firm commitments, that's when you'll start to see new colors, Sagittarius, that you never imagined you'd see. Leo. What do I have for Leo? Leo placements. as my cat goes meow. You know, I always find overall that my cats are always the loudest when I'm doing Leo readings. I don't know why, but in the whole, what has it been, year and a half that I've had this channel, every time I do a Leo reading, my cats act up. Doesn't matter if it's a 2-minute reading, if it's a half an hour reading, if it's one of those love readings that can go on for 2 hours, they go bananas. They don't do that for any other sign, Leo. Just yours. No, they're not Leos. You could definitely say that putting the lion as one of the attributes of Leo energy is not really that far off. So, Leo, I have Hangman, Knight of Pentacles, Two of Swords for something to anticipate. Bottom of the deck energy, Nine of Wands. Leo, what is it specifically that you're anticipating won't work out? Leo, have you been already resigning yourself to compromise on something that you don't quite want to admit, but perhaps, Leo, being practical? Or maybe you're there saying, I'm being practical, I'm being a realist, I'm seeing things as they are. This is clear reality, and I'm going to face it courageously, confidently, accurately. Has there been something like that, Leo, that you have been tackling with that kind of understanding or that type of mindset? Because here I have an energy of settling, accepting things as they are, almost like being a mature adult, you know, accepting that, you know, this is how things are at this stage, this is how things should be, and the best stage right now, the best way of moving is moving to basically keep on assuring some kind of success, maybe material success here with Knight of Pentacles. Maybe too, Leo, in this energy, Knight of Pentacles and Hangman, are you, or should I say, where are you sacrificing, Leo, your creative talents, your creative wishes, your creative goals, and accepting the fact that you're not able to act on them as you would like because you have financial security in a completely other way that you know that the creative side, at least overtly, would not necessarily impart. Thank you for the like. Two of Swords. Definitely in this energy, Leo, there's something that you want, something that you're waiting to do, but you're allowing responsibility, maturity, money, ability, ease of ability, I'm going to say, because Hangman does, both Hangman and Knight of Pentacles, both of those energies are very capable. But Knight of Pentacles has at least some sort of movement. Hangman doesn't yet have movement. Knight of Pentacles has ideas, is moving towards those ideas. Hangman has ideas. Hangman is guarded and is holding on to their ideas to themselves until ... So that's basically the energy that I have here to begin with, Leo. And also, just like that other, was it Sagittarius that I read for Leo? Also, just like that energy, it's like as long, this is kind of the situation. And I'm going to say that, Leo, because you are already deciding What is possible? What isn't possible? What is the responsible choice? What isn't the responsible choice? Because you're already in that energy, Leo. You're already deciding what is going to work out and what isn't. So first thing in whatever to anticipate, I'm going to pull some more cards, but the first thing I think here is for you to realize that there are many different ways for things to come together. And also too, Leo, you can release control. Maybe trust a little bit in fate, Leo. Maybe in this energy too, Leo, I would take a look at where, and this is just something to consider, right? Take a look at where and how Uranus is aspected in your chart. Think about, Leo, how you feel about unpredictability. Think about how unpredictability has played a role in your life, even up to now. Because what I have here, Leo, is not everything is something that can be planned and aspected for. You've been developing that part of reality, that part of life, that part of energy for you, Leo. But that doesn't mean that's all that there is. Just like Leo, there is the energy that you can tend to and tilt to, like a garden, Leo, is also the energy of going out with no expectation and seeing what you come back with. Leave a bucket outside, Leo. What goes in, what comes in it? A day later, a week later, a month later. You don't know. Five of Cups, Three of Swords, and Three of Pentacles. So first of all, some little harsh energy here. Bottom of the deck energy is a star. Leo, signs that I have up here are Sagittarius, Pisces, Aquarius, Libra, Scorpio, and Capricorn. If I was to say significant energy, significant, well, I do have significant air. But you know what, overall, what I have here, Leo, I have a disappointment of also two relationships and connections. Also to a disappointment in dreams. Disappointment in how you're spending your time, how you have spent your time, as opposed to where you'd like to go and spend your time and what you'd like to spend your time doing. Leo, for this something to anticipate for you. In some aspect of your life, Leo, you are far too practical. You're taking the safe route far too much. And in doing so, Leo, you're sacrificing something very crucial that not many aspects of our modern society claims to value, and that is your dreams. Your dreams and creativity. Leo, for something to anticipate for you. First, Leo, you should start reconnecting with those dreams. The dreams that you have now, even, it doesn't have to be the dreams of the past. What are your dreams right now? What's stopping you, Leo? What sort of practical matters, Leo, are stopping you from achieving the dreams of now that you have? And I think, Leo, Think about the risk involved in doing so. If it's just a little discomfort, Leo, I think you have enough. Do I say financial paddings? Do I say people who could support you? Perhaps they wouldn't like it, but they still could support you in it. Take some risk, Leo. Don't be so practical, Leo. There are dreams out there, Leo. As I'm folding the cards back. There are dreams out there, Leo. And you're going to have to take some risk, Leo, to go and accomplish that. If you're looking for a clear pathway to be created, Leo, of when you go from your practical success to the success of achieving your dreams, I don't think you're going to find a clear passageway for that, Leo. You're going to get it through risk. For some reason, Leo, something to anticipate is that you're going to have to invite that risk to you yourself. So I did all the fire signs. Let's check out I actually want to check out water. Let's do something to anticipate for Scorpio. Knight of Wands. Knight of Swords. And Strength. Talking about Scorpio, right? Scorpio, you've been doing good work. Or should I just say, Scorpio, you've been doing good. You've been doing good, Scorpio. Maybe too in this energy, Scorpio, there is some avenue that you could have caved to. Some avenue that you could have compromised on. And you said no, Scorpio. You went your own way, Scorpio. You built your own way, Scorpio. Somewhere along the line, Scorpio, you did something that was really good for your soul's path, for your own moral fiber, for your own character fiber. Maybe that's a better way of saying that. You were at a turning point, Scorpio, for character of self. And you, I don't want to say pass the test, but you did what you were supposed to do. So something to anticipate, Scorpio. You have change coming. You have a decision to make that's coming your way. You're not going to be given much time to go and decide whether you go yay or nay on it, Scorpio. Perhaps too in this energy, the opportunity, Scorpio, or the people. I'm not really getting whether this is relationships or work. It just kind of feels like the overall tempo of the era that you'll be in quite soon, Scorpio. Things will get busy for you, Scorpio. You won't have a lot of time to reflect and think, Scorpio. You're going to be asked to go and move quite fast in order to take advantage or not of opportunities that are coming your way. Hierophant, Two of Wands, and Death. Something to anticipate, Scorpio. Somebody's going to come and offer you a major change to what you're currently doing. You're not going to have a lot of time to decide. Scorpio, you're going to have two directions to choose from. They're not dissimilar, though, Scorpio. Two choices, but the same type of flavor that they offer. In fact, if I was going to say anything, Scorpio, one choice that you have coming towards you that's actually going to complement that which you've planned on, that which you want to go on. And Scorpio, the other choice that you have coming towards you, you are going to start valuing different things than you did before. One choice will further that which you've already planned, Scorpio. Another choice, should you take that, Scorpio, you're going to go and start valuing new things that you didn't anticipate caring about before. In other words, Scorpio, someone else's goals, should you choose, let's say, this Knight of Swords energy, someone else's goals are going to supersede your own, and you will find importance in what they value as well, even if you don't know. And that Knight of Wands energy, if you choose that Knight of Wands energy choice, Scorpio, you'll be able to build upon that which you've always valued. There's no good or bad in that, though. Just choices. To have choices is a blessing, Scorpio. I'm going to take a little break before continuing with the water signs. We have water remaining, Pisces and Cancer, and then we have air and earth. I'll be back in a little bit. So, Cancer. I'm actually enjoying one of these throat lozenges. Maybe I should wait until I'm done. I don't think my words are that slurred because I have a lozenge. So Three of Cups is Cancerian energy. Cancer, however, I don't think I'm going to go and keep that. Something to anticipate for the Cancerian collective. Judgment. Two of Pentacles. An opportunity is coming soon. An opportunity of partnership. To create partnership. Also to taking stock, Cancer, of what kind of partnerships are you already in? And what are the dynamics of those connections you've established so far? Change is coming, first of all, Cancer, to those who you currently are around or who you've been dealing with. Something to anticipate your whole social structure will undergo some sort of changes. You could be or could have already, Cancer, cut out some significant connections in your life. You could also, in this energy, you're going to have some new opportunities, some new connections to go and be created where, what you keep and how, what you develop and why. Those are all themes here. So something to anticipate. Yes, Cancer, you have, with that bottom of the deck energy of death, you have change coming, Cancer, to who you spend your time with, who you partner up with, and what you end up doing with those connections. With Judgment here, it feels like there's a heavy hand in all the connections or relationships, excuse me, that you've come across so far. Something special or unique or timely about them. Queen of Wands with Seven of Cups tells me, Cancer, that, well, first of all, you don't need to settle. You don't have to compromise per se, because we have the Sun here. And also, too, Queen of Wands is a very dynamic individual. Dynamic individual. Seven of Cups and the Sun tells me, why not have it all? You could have it all. The people and connections that you have around you should be giving you it all. and not to settle. If you settle, perhaps you're shutting yourself off, Cancer, from the true gifts that are available to you. So I'm just taking a peek at these cards. Death, Empress, Two of Wands, Three of Cups. Just give it a little time for you to be in the position that you want. It takes time to be in the position that you want. As long as you keep on striving for the position that you want, that's what you will achieve. However, the moment you level off, the moment you make do and compromise, the moment you shut off a possibility of what could be, that's something to anticipate for you, Cancer. You are going to have to see who gets your time and why. And there's going to be some new connections coming your way too. Ultimately, Cancer is something to anticipate. Everything that you want to have on the table, you can have. As long as you don't settle. So let us go and see Pisces. What is a message for Pisces? I'm only laughing because literally as soon as I finish these readings, I don't recall them at all. I can't recall the cards that were pulled. I can barely recall the message. I remember a little bit of the energy. And that's why I was laughing. So Pisces, what is something to anticipate for Pisces? Do I have a sound on? I do. Sometimes you have to check. Sometimes I give readings and I'm talking for a half an hour and then I notice I'm on mute. So I don't think I'm on mute now. Let's do Pisces. What's something to anticipate? Knight of Cups, Pisces. Bottom of the deck energy, Five of Cups, Eight of Swords, Nine of Wands. Ooh, Pisces, being blocked at every avenue. It's first of all where that Knight of Cups comes from. Blocked, delayed, disappointed. But we have a Knight of Cups, Pisces. A Knight of Cups, that which you have been blocked, delayed, maybe sabotaged. Going to get some momentum in those areas, going to get a victory in those areas, going to get some clout in those areas, going to get some love. Precisely, Pisces, in the areas that you have been sabotaged in. I have Queen of Cups. Which let me just go and say here too, Queen of Cups. You don't need anything or anyone else, Pisces, to go and create your own success. Pisces, the success that you have really is yours. You have the ideas, you have the magic, you have the ability to create everything yourself. It really is you, not a team, you. A magician. Okay, Pisces, a situation. um, um, Something to anticipate. I have bottom of the deck energies, lovers. First of all, Pisces, that which you're committed to, nothing can stop you. Yes, they can delay you. Yes, they can stop you. They cannot, I mean, excuse me, not yes, they can stop you. Yes, they can delay you, but they can't stop you. So much ability here. A key, Pisces, though, to you getting your ability out really is networking. Maybe that's hard for you to do, Pisces, in some way. Three of Swords here, Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Maybe too in this energy, Pisces, once you start meeting people who could go and promote you, maybe there's a bit of jealousy that comes in from their end. Rather than being happy with seeing how far you could go, Pisces, they get hesitant and they get scared that you could go and surpass them. You would be known as more than them. But ultimately, Pisces, what I have here, first of all, for something to anticipate, you really have great influence. Your effect on people is immediate and not easily forgotten. Your biggest tool to creating success is really how you connect with others, being able to connect with others. You need publicity, Pisces. Feels like in the best energy here, that publicity is the publicity of knowing, face-to-face interaction, direct communication. How direct can you be? Or should I say, too, another way of thinking about it, how much in their face can you be? Anyway, something to anticipate. Ultimately, Pisces, you're unstoppable. I think, too, in this energy, Pisces, you're also unstoppable as long as you ultimately rely on yourself and not necessarily the words or waiting on the timing of others. You move best, you move in the strongest manner possible, Pisces, when you have a light organization. Think about it, Pisces. You know how sometimes they have those movies and they show a bunch of people, not that many people, but a few people going in to infiltrate an army, right? They don't say necessarily you take one army to fight another army. Sometimes just a few core people are all that's needed to make a big dent. Lord of the Rings is based upon that premise, right? I have World, Chariot, Knight of Pentacles, bottom of the deck energy, Eight of Swords. Okay, a couple things going on here, Pisces. Something to anticipate is ultimately I see success for you. Ultimately, that success, Pisces, is something that you've worked for and developed. And I feel, Pisces, the people who are around you also anticipate that as well. Pisces, there's something approaching you that you are not yet aware of. I think it's some good news, Pisces. Perhaps that news that is approaching you, even bottom of the deck energy as I pull some more Pisces, is, oh, thank you for the like, is Queen of Pentacles. Two things can be going on here, Pisces. One is someone who knows you, knows of you, is going to come forward with some sort of proposal or presentation to you, some sort of offer to you that will be beneficial. Or in this energy too, Pisces, think about how this could resonate to your situation of something to anticipate. The moment you start putting yourself out there in a more vocal manner, a more physical manner, the more you start talking more, that's when the success that you don't have right now will come. It's either one or the other in this energy. Maybe it could be both, though. We do have Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. We do have lots of characters here also too, with the major arcana here. They can also be indicative of characters as well, of personalities. Could be it could be both, but ultimately you're really going to work the crowd more than you have so far. And perhaps too, Pisces, some touch point that you introduced yourself to before could be preparing an offer to you in a bit. Maybe it's a combination of you doing both, and this comes in as well. That's something to anticipate for Pisces. But know that, Pisces, powerhouse Pisces, makes a strong impression, Pisces. When people start seeing just that you're not all hot air, Pisces, they get intimidated, Pisces. Be aware of that, Pisces. Let's do Earth. Right? We did air. No, we didn't do air. We did fire. We did water. Let's do Earth. Earth and air remaining. Let's see who we'll do. Do Taurus. Taurus. The Empress is Taurus energy. I actually think this is a pretty card. And not just because I have Siamese. Of course, I will admit, very few things, Taurus, is as cute as a Siamese kitten. Oh, little Siamese kittens are so cute. Last time I saw a Siamese kitten was eons ago, though. Maybe 7 years ago, I saw a Siamese kitten. My own cat was a kitten. But I'm going to put that out of my mind, Taurus, because I don't want to see a Siamese kitten now. I don't want to have 5 cats, Taurus. I think I can handle 5 cats this time. All right. And then 3 Siamese cats. Oh my goodness, Taurus. My ears hurt just thinking about it. They'd all be going meow, meow, meow more than they do now. I need to go and change this direction of thought, Taurus. So I'm going to just be doing a reading on cats meowing. Okay. So this is something to anticipate for Taurus. Oh, one last thing I will say on this too, Taurus. 3 of my cats are Taurus. It's probably also where I'm getting that from. Okay. Taurus. something to anticipate for Taurus. I have Knight of Cups, Taurus. Six of Wands, Taurus. Six of Swords, Taurus. Be very careful with who you deal with, Taurus. Don't be so quick to judge, Taurus, what's good, what is best, who gets along best with you, Taurus. You could have a tendency to be over-eager, Taurus. And what I'm getting here, Taurus, it's best to take your time. Signs, Taurus. As we're talking about relationships, I haven't been calling out signs, have I? I don't know. I don't really recall. I have Leo, I have Scorpio, I have Leo, and I have Aquarius. I have Leo may be significant. Leo may be significant. That was a faux pas. Maybe Leo could be significant to you, Taurus. I was going to say sixes could be significant to you, but yes, also Leo energy maybe, Scorpio energy maybe, Aquarius energy maybe. But Knight of Cups with 2 sixes and the Sun. Leo, I see either some heartbreakers coming towards you or you breaking some hearts, one or the other. I don't think it's both. I don't think heartbreakers are coming towards you and simultaneously you will break their hearts. I'm not getting quite that. But I am getting that some very attractive people, attractive prospects, attractive relationships, Taurus, are going to be coming to you, ones that you have been waiting for, ones that you have been anticipating, ones that you feel, this is what I deserve, this is what I want, this is who I want, these are the situation that I want. I feel like that's going to come to you. But ultimately, Taurus, you should give it a bit of time. Because, Taurus, sometimes things look very good. But are they? Positive, overwhelmingly positive energy. But with these sixes here, it's asking to remember, Taurus, that time is valuable. Especially if you share it with another. Page of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and the World here, bottom of the deck energy, 3 of Wands. So not much of a change. We have some Aries and Capricorn energy here. I'm not really getting any strong either way from them. I mean, energy-wise. But I am getting energy asking you to be judicious, something to anticipate for you, Taurus. Taurus, you have love calls coming your way. You could, too, in this energy, Taurus, be inspired to make love calls of your own. However, Taurus, just because bold steps are made doesn't necessarily mean that bold steps will continue to be made. And you should take your time, Taurus, to see how they plan out, how they play out. Definitely all about relationships, Taurus, and how it ages, how it matures, what's the other words for over time how it, well, there's cures, ages, matures, grows, marinates. I don't know. All those type of time in brewing words, right? Anyway, you get the idea, Taurus. That is something for you. Let's see, let's do Virgo. Something to anticipate for Virgo. Nine of Cups. First of all, Virgo, Nine of Cups and Queen of Wands, let me say, you have a lot of options. You have a lot of options and a lot of choices that are available to you. It's funny, Nine of Cups and Queen of Wands, though, Virgo. I'm seeing lots of options that are available to you. I'm not really getting any type of messages of whether you should take those options or not. Or even, Virgo, in this energy, could you be interested in taking those options? Maybe in this energy as well, Virgo. Could your own self-confidence and own independence, Virgo, have people believing, Virgo, that you are very comfortable as a solo unit, or very comfortable in your independence, very comfortable in your decision-making self, and not really needing collaboration? That's like one aspect that could be read here. Another aspect that can be read here, Virgo, is that perhaps at one time when you did depend upon someone else, you were let down in a major way. So much so that in this energy, Virgo, you could be guarded. What do you depend on now? What do you allow yourself to depend on? In this energy, I'm not really getting, Virgo, that you need to depend on anyone. You've arranged it that way. Maybe, Virgo, it's time to start depending on others, just because there was a disappointment at some time, which leveled you up, Virgo, to be quite independent. Doesn't mean you have to continue being that strong of an individual, Virgo. You know, ultimately, people are strong because they have to be. Because they realize that not everyone has good intentions for them. But Virgo, in the energy that I have here, I'm just getting very strong energy, something to anticipate. But I don't think you have to be that strong and that independent right now. There are connections to be made again, Virgo. Just because you can, Virgo, doesn't mean you have to. Think about it this way, Virgo. Just because you can walk 3 miles doesn't mean you can't take a bike ride and get there faster. Doesn't mean, Virgo, you can't take a car ride and get there faster, right? I have 6 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, and 3 of Pentacles. A Queen of Wands again. Virgo, significant energy I have here. I have Taurus, I have Pisces, I have Aries, Scorpio, and Capricorn. Significant energy would probably be Taurus, Aries. Actually, I have a lot of redundant energy. Everything is significant here except kind of Pisces. Strong Scorpio, strong Aries, strong Capricorn, strong Taurus. This energy could also be in their watery places, Virgo. A watery moon. This energy could also be in their communication. First house energy, how they project, how they communicate. I almost want to say how they act, but I don't think that's quite the right word. It influences their acting, but not really necessarily how they act. Anyway, yeah, we have Queen of Wands showing up twice, 4 of Cups, 2 of Cups. Virgo, something to anticipate. Virgo, have you been keeping people at a distance? Have you been, I don't know, either people at a distance or appearing too strong to allow them to come forth? Something to anticipate, Virgo, essentially, is whatever or how you've been cultivating connections in this very independent cavalier type of energy. Very independent, very cavalier. It's almost too, Virgo, in this energy, like people have to prove themselves to me. Then we have the Hierophant again. Hierophant twice, Hierophant on this one. Some common themes, Queen of Wands and Hierophant. That tells me too, it's like, become worth my time. What is worth my time? What is worth my time to be with, to care about? Anyway, Virgo, as long as you continue being in the energy that you have been thus far, definitely a cavalier attitude. Cavalier about what? Cavalier about connections, how close you allow them to get to you, who you allow to get to you, and why. But they're still at a distance from you, aren't they, Virgo, in this energy? At least in the energy I'm pulling right now. Virgo, these people will always be at a distance from you or to you until you soften up. Let me put it that way. Virgo, something to anticipate. You need to soften up, and you also need to Be softer to the people around you, to the connections that you have around you. You have a hard shell, Virgo, and you don't need it anymore. Soften that, Virgo, so you can allow some new relationships to take place. No, I've been reading for an hour and a half. I think I'm a little tired too. Does anyone have any other sign that you'd like me to read before I wrap it up? But since there's one person here, have I read your sign? Because I am getting a little tired. I could take another break and come back, but if anybody's watching, if I didn't get to your sign yet, I can do your sign before I close down. I can do one more. That would be a Capricorn. Should I do Capricorn and round out all the earth signs? Or if you have an air sign, you can have an air sun, an air moon, an air rising. You can also think about an air in your 8th or 12th house. But if anyone has any placements, your pick is Capricorn, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. I can go and do one more on that sign. Or I'll just end it right here. In that case, maybe I'll just do Capricorn. If you're an air sign and you're interested, you can let me know. Let's see Capricorn. It's funny, last year, my closest friends were Capricorn. Capricorn women. One of my friends was a Capricorn sun. She had a Taurus moon. And another one of my friends, I actually forgot her moon, but she was a Capricorn and she had tons of Aquarius energy. Now let me change the subject so I'm not pulling up on those two ladies or on the Capricorns that I know personally. But yeah, sending a little love out to Capricorns, especially Capricorn ladies. Actually, another friend of mine that I made this year, we're acquaintances, but we're friends. She's also a Capricorn. Oh, that reminds me, another friend that I made this year, a man, he's a Capricorn as well. I actually gave a reading for him early in the spring, and he asked me a very disturbing question. Anyway, Capricorns, the Capricorn Collective. What is something to anticipate for Capricorn? Four of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. I have Six of Swords, Capricorn, that's Aquarius energy. I have Wheel of Fortune. I have High Priestess. Hangman. So I have Aquarius and I have Piscean energy coming out here, Capricorn. Also, to Capricorn, something is slowly inching its way towards you. Someone has been thinking about you quite a lot, Capricorn. Strong Piscean energy. Ultimately, what that tells me, Capricorn, is there's some creative imagination going on here. Some big wishes that have been made around you, on you, with you, or maybe Capricorn, you yourself have long-term goals that you have been steadily thinking. Slow and steady wins the race. Who do you know, Capricorn, that is an Aquarius or a Pisces? Where, Capricorn, do those two energies sit in your own chart? More air with Justice, Four of Wands, and Eight of Cups. Capricorn, somebody's been minding their own business, and yet in your energy, I also have someone anticipating that at a certain point, their road will take them back to meeting a very specific person. And although there's been no contact, Capricorn, with this very specific person, they have still been thinking about the connection. Not sure how the other feels, not sure if reconciliation is an option. But ultimately, that's something to anticipate, Capricorn, in time. Fate, whether appreciated or not, is going to land you meeting with someone from your past. And one of you, at least, Capricorn, has been wishing for that. One of you, Capricorn, has been hoping for that. Someone has moved on, someone has not. A meeting is going to happen again. Anyway, I'm tired, so I'm going to end this reading here. Until next time, bye-bye.